All right, friends, Miss Tessa here again, and I am going to try and read you a story. The lighting is not very good tonight, but I'm going to do it anyway, just because I thought I would try a different type of book. This book is a really special book to Miss Tessa. This is a book that my mom and dad read to me when I was little, like you. This book is a book that when I was small, I used to be able to read and reread this book without even looking at the pages. So it's a little bit longer, so you may need to pause it in the middle, which is absolutely fine. And then you can listen to the rest later. So the name of my book is There Are Rocks in My Socks, Said the Ox to the Fox by Patricia Thompson. Take a look at the cover just a little bit here, friends. This animal right here is an ox. And this animal right here, if I can get my finger right, is the fox. And the fox and the ox are talking in this book. It's kind of a rhyming book. So, anyway, all right, here we go. All right. There are rocks in my socks, said the ox to the fox, is the title of our book. Look at the bee. I can't get my... New to this. He says buzz. There are rocks in my socks, said the ox to the fox. Bumpy old, lumpy old, clumpy old rocks. Pinchy and squinchy whenever one walks. I feel very grumpy with walks in my socks. On top of the picture here, it says this is an X-ray view of the ox's shoe. And it says, pain, ouch. See here, my dear steer, said the fox to the ox. Why don't you stop grumping and take out those rocks? I must see, I have noticed, the longer one talks, the less time one has for taking rocks out of socks. But, sir, there's no way, said the ox to the fox, to get rid of these rocks that are inside my socks. With my shoes underneath and my feet firmly on top, I see no way at all of removing the rocks. He's talking to him and he's saying, come on, figure it out. You can do it. Let me think, said the fox to the ox with a wink. There must be a way to get rocks out of socks. Eureka! I have it! Just do a flip-flop. Put your legs in the air so your feet aren't on top of those rocks, which will then slide right out of your socks. It's a good thing I'm clever, said the fox to the ox. Yes, indeed, you are clever, said the ox to the fox. If I do a flip-flop so my feet aren't on top, then the rocks will come tumbling right out of my socks. All right, this is one of my favorite parts when I was little. It says, flip, zip, flop, plop. And he's flipping all around. He looks like he's really thinking, doesn't he? Oh, goodness. It looks like he's all mixed up now. There's a tack in my back, said the ox to the fox. A prickly old, tickly old, sticky old tack. I really don't need this particular tack. If I found it was missing, I wouldn't wish it back. Furthermore, there's rocks haven't budged from my socks, said the ox to the fox. They haven't moved. The rocks are still inside of the ox's socks. Said the fox to the ox, "There's no need to sigh. I'll have it all solved in a blink of an eye. Quick! Flick your tail neath your back, and you'll knock aside quickly that prickly old tack." "You're lucky I'm here," said the fox to the ox. "Yes, you're a great help," said the ox to the fox. "With a swish of my tail, I'll give that old tack a good whack. That will knock it from under my back." Miss Tessa always giggled when I saw the fox. Look at what he's eating. He's eating a sandwich as he's giving the advice. And doesn't the ox look like he's thinking so hard, trying to make all of these things work to get the rocks out of his socks? All right, here it goes. Swish, whish, whump, thump. Oh, "There's a rail on my tail," said the ox to the fox. "A knotty old, cloddy old, roddy old rail. And I'm sure if this rail were placed on a scale, the whole thing would weigh just as much as a whale. I venture to state that in time one would hate to very great weight of all of this rail on its very own tail. Not to mention the rock, the tack that is still in my back, and the rocks that are still in my socks," said the ox to the fox. I guess Miss Tessa doesn't remember this story as much as she thought she did. "There, there, don't despair," said the fox to the ox. "For it's true, don't you see? I'm sure you'll agree." Did Miss Tessa miss part of the book? I did not. I apologize, friends. "There, there, don't despair," said the ox to the fox, "for it's true, don't you see? I am sure you'll agree. You've no more to fear as long as you've me. Your troubles are over. I would say that it's true, for what else could possibly happen to you?" Uh-oh. What do you see, friends? Said the ox to the fox, "Thank you, my friend, for my faith with my troubles will come to an end. Perhaps you are right to make light of my plight, but it seems that the end is not quite in sight. For here I remain with rocks in my socks, and a tack in my back, and a rail on my tail. And if that's not enough, I believe a large bee has decided to stop and rest on my knee." Do you see the bee? In fact, this makes me uneasy. In fact, somewhat queasy, for a large bee is a thing with a very big sting. Said the fox to the ox, "Yes, it does seem to me we'd be better off without that large bee. However, because I'm so very clever, I instantly see a way to remove that large bee from your knee. Just be quick. Kick your toes in the air towards your nose, which will shake your knee free of that unwelcomed bee." "Of course," said the ox. "How crazy of me. It's remarkably easy to shake off a bee." Uh-oh. Here we go. Flick, kick, zap, whap. Oh no, what did he do? Did he knock himself right in the nose? Said the ox to his friend, "You've observed, I suppose, that I seem to have kicked myself hard in the nose." Meanwhile, the large bee, not choosing to flee, has been startled instead into stinging my knee, which is, I confess, quite unpleasant for me. What's more, with these rocks still stuck in my socks and the tack in my back and the rail on my tail, I do believe it's fair to state my situation is less than great. Skippity, hippity, hop, hop, stop. Look it. A bird is coming. My word, said the bird. My eyes must be blurred. I've never seen anything quite so absurd. A big grown-up ox with his back on a tack and a rail on his tail and a bee on his knee gives his own nose a whack. Oh, please don't go, Mr. Fox. As for you, Mr. Ox, would you care to relate how you got into this state? Look at the fox was going to leave. Oh my goodness. She's talking to him. She's saying, hey, how in the world did this happen to you? It's a rather long story, said the ox to the bird. It's hard to explain everything that's occurred. I believe it began with my friend here, the fox, who's an expert at getting rocks out of socks. Look at the fox even showed him some awards. Oh, look, it's raining. I wonder if things could get any worse. Said the bird to the ox, I really must say, you're going about this in a very strange way. Why not simply roll over, lift your back off the tack, and just slide your tail out from under the rail and straighten your knee, which so obviously will set that bee free. All right. So it says mumble, tumble, roll. Bless my soul. He looks pretty happy there, doesn't he? Look at the birds even standing on top of the fox. That's so silly. Now take off your shoes and take off your socks. Try wiggling your toes. Then dump out the rocks. Next, put back each sock and put back each shoe, which is all, Mr. Fox, that you needed to do. Is it true what I've heard? Said the ox to the bird. All I need to do to get rid of these rocks was to take off my shoes and empty my socks. Of course, said the bird. Jiggle, wiggle, bump, 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 thump, wump, lump. Oh, goodness. Where was he dumping out the rocks? Eek. Ouch. I believe, said the ox, it might well be said that my friend the fox has rocks on his head. All right, friends, did you guys notice that in my story, every other page, the illustrator used black and white? Just the sketch, no color. And then on the next page, it's beautiful and colorful. Did you notice that? Isn't that interesting? Before I saw this book when I was little, I had never seen a book like that before. To have some pages with no color at all, and then other pages with tons of bright color. Isn't that great? Friends, thank you so much for reading along with me. There are rocks in my socks, said the ox to the fox. I know it was long, but I'm glad you stuck it out. I hope everyone is doing great today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.